So check this out. Latto's dad shared a clip from her baby shower, and now everybody's asking the big question, where's 21 Savage? This clip actually came straight from Latto's baby shower. Her dad posted it himself, and get this, he apparently also sold it to TMZ.
It's amazing to watch. Longevity is great.
Amen.
When you have been long,
'Cause it's hard.
Respect consistency and longevity.
It's hard.
Do you feel, this might transition us, but do you feel because of the battle between Jake and
Who is Jake?
I'm sorry, Drake and Kendrick, that it's gonna mess up their longevity?
No,
Why?
not Kendrick.
Why would it mess?
Well, I mean, like, you
Not
know,
Drake either, man.
But hold up, fans quickly noticed something, or maybe I should say someone missing. If you look closely at the decorations, you can spot Latto's and 21 Savage's initials with the little knife in the background. You see everyone lined up snapping pics with her, but 21 Savage, nowhere to be found. He's basically playing a game of Where's Waldo, or some are even saying he's pulling a Wizard Kelly. Now mind you, with everything going on between them lately, this just adds fuel to the speculation fire. Remember when she did that magazine interview? She said she has a man at home taking care of her and doesn't feel the need to prove anything to anyone questioning it. She also mentioned she doesn't want her relationship to be public to avoid it becoming the main focus, but some think that's just her way of explaining why she can't go public with 21 Savage, allegedly married to his wife for citizenship reasons. Anyways, that same day, 21 Savage posted Latto's magazine cover on his Instagram story with the caption, "Big Mama, not the little one." Some feel that was just a flex, here's something post, rather than him outright confirming, hey, Latto's pregnant with our baby. Now, some people are feeling some type of way about him skipping the baby shower, but honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if Latto asked him to sit this one out. Remember behind the scenes of her video? She collected everyone's phones at the shower. Nobody was posting pics or videos. I think she purposely didn't have 21 Savage there so nothing could leak online. But I want to hear what you guys think. Thoughts? Opinions? Drop them below. Moving on, while Cardi B was performing on her Little Miss Drama tour, she was mid-song and accidentally said her soon-to-be husband's ex's name. You could instantly see her disgust. It was clear she flinched the moment it slipped out, probably just out of habit performing the song. Not only that, but just a few weeks ago, or maybe last week, she called him a B-word mid-performance. Safe to say, Cardi B isn't exactly feeling Offset right now. Speaking of Offset, the man got some backlash recently. A fan got upset because Offset didn't want to take a picture with him. Now, Offset was at the casino. Yeah, we know about his gambling habits. But the fan got heated because Offset refused to take a pic, likely for obvious reasons. Hey, I'm at a casino. If a pic gets uploaded, everyone knows where I am. And
Yes.
Damage was done before that.
No, he made it worse.
Yeah.
He sued. I sat here on this podcast, told y'all he was going to sue in jest.
I just gotta say, I find it hilarious how the fan was like, oh, you're not even that much of a celebrity, after Offset didn't want to take a picture. Like, hold up, if he's not a celebrity, why were you so pressed to get a pic with him? You were obviously starstruck enough to be upset he said no. But I really want to hear what you guys think. Drop your thoughts and opinions in the comments.
None of us, we've never seen somebody sue after losing a rap battle.
Right.
That's what makes this seem nastier than what it is. Like, we've seen people get called wild things in rap battles before. Like we've seen people say, I fucked your baby mom and this person fucked your wife. And we've seen all of that before.
Right.
We've never seen nobody sue.
That's true.
Drake made it worse. Drake and Kendrick battle is not only the greatest rap battle of all time, it's the most unique rap battle of all time. We never saw anything like this. We never saw somebody like Kendrick. We said, who said it earlier? To the victor go to spoils. You said that, Chris? We've never seen anybody get a victory lap like Kendrick. Grammy Awards for a diss record, Super Bowl halftime show because he had such a monster year. Followed up his diss record with an album, GNX, that was critically acclaimed and commercially successful. Go on tour around the world with the biggest R&B artists and fucking perform these records everywhere. Kendrick spiked the football a million different times. We never saw anything like this, guys. Like that, like Jay can't even compare this battle to anything. There's no comparison for this. And I know we're talking about the tech, and that's the other thing. He didn't acknowledge the artist in this, other than to say, yo, you know, you might like this song, you might like that song. Both of these guys went to hell on each other. You got one guy calling one dude a woman beater and saying that his wife is one of the kids is his best friend. You got Kendrick saying he's a pedophile. Like it was nasty, like rap battles are. But it was everything that happened after the battle that made this the most unique rap battle ever. So you can't say you don't want to see battles anymore just because of this situation. Because this is never gonna happen again. This is never gonna happen again. Even when not, think about it.
Of course, something like this will happen again. Come on.
I don't know. And I'll tell you, because of the players.
This is an improvement in some ways.
Yeah.
Verb people use when somebody gets washed in the street. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the same thing with Kendrick and motherfucking Drake. I'm sure Drake has been places and heard say, oh, we ho. Like, I'm sure he's gotten that so many times. Like, I'm sure that shit sticks, just like Twitter fingers stuck to me. Yeah. So in great rap battles, there's going to be things that stick, but the artists have to learn to move on. If the artists move on, so will the fans. The only reason people haven't moved on in this situation is because of Drake. I'm telling you. If Drake hadn't sued and made this the issue and all of that other shit, it'd have been gone. Really? If Drake wasn't sitting around, you know, talking to his influencer friends and, you know, telling them things, and they get on podcasts and on their screams and talk about it, like nothing, it would have been gone already.
But that's the thing. That's what the internet does. There's a place for it.
And the battle is the artists.
But the battle is won on the internet, kind of between the stan communities, not really between the artists.
What if the artist would have already went out? What if Drake would have changed the temperature already? He put out the Party Next Door album, right? What if he did? What if Iceman might change the temperature? Unless he's still rapping about this shit. We heard snippets from the motherfucker, and he's still throwing shots. Like, let the shit go. If you move on, so will the audience.
Now, Charlamagne the guy hasn't been a Drake fan for a while. More than a while, he's been critical, more than critical over the years. It's just ramped up as it is for everybody due to all the antics after the fact of the battle. So let's get a little history lesson on the back and forth between Charlamagne and Drake in order to see where he's coming from with his standpoint today.
Now, when it comes to rappers that hate Charlamagne the God, nobody places higher on this list and is number one like Drake. Now, Charlamagne the God has hated on Drake from the inception of his career. Charlamagne the God would even go on the record saying there are 3 sexual orientations, which is gay, straight, and Drake. Like, what does that even mean? Like, am I missing something? Drake beef with Charlamagne the God, the media personality, was an extremely one-sided beef because Drake isn't the type of rapper to go back and forth like Meek Mill, who's gonna have back and forth with you on Twitter and address every single issue to the public. When Drake released Honestly Nevermind, Charlamagne went on the record slandering his album, saying that it sounded like elevator music and that he would never revisit this album. Now, to be real though, and honest, Honestly Nevermind wasn't your traditional Drake album with triple entendres and Drake just barring down the entire album. We were fresh off Certified Lover Boy, a hit rap album that had a lot of content, and the style and content of this music from Honestly Nevermind seemed like a downgrade to a lot of people. Now, I've shown you 2 separate situations of Charlamagne being a sick hater, but there's more. Now, in 2023, Drake released Slime You Out featuring SZA, and Charlamagne the God really tried to use a non-existent hype claim around Drake's song to make it seem like Drake was flopping. Now, if there's one thing about Charlamagne the God, he's gonna be a consistent hater. When Drake released Marvin's Room in 2011, he said that Drake was too light-skinned, Drake was too soft. Now, when Drake released Headlines in 2012, he questioned who was Drake feeling when he said, oh, don't do it, please don't do it. If one of us go in, then we all go through it. Like, what does Drake mean by we all go through it? Like, why is he acting tough? Then when Drake released No Friends in the Industry in 2021, he said that Drake was acting like someone who he's not. Like, why is he acting overly tough? So this just goes to show that when you're Drake, you can never please everyone, you know, because both sides of Drake music always have people upset. As a notorious Drake hater, Charlamagne the God was rubbing his hands like Birdman when the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef kicked off. Now, this battle was scored before it even started. Here we have 2 opposing sides, one rapper creating hit records in real time about real situations that happened and was speaking the truth and giving rebuttals. Then we have another rapper who created a viral song on a fake allegation such as Drake being a PDF and him having a secret daughter. 2 major lies that were clearly not true, but nobody cared because people didn't like Drake and wanted to see him lose. But nobody was happier than Charlamagne the God to see Drake get ambushed by 20